Department of Public Works hosted a Bursary Awards Ceremony recently. The Construction Education and Training Authority offered the department a R5 million discretionary grant, a portion of which was allocated to the Bursary Awards offered to worthy full-time students. Thulas Nxesi, the Minister of Public Works, now joins us in studio to talk more about this. It's good to have you. Welcome to the program, Minister.
Thank you, Leanne.
So the department investing approximately R5 million in bursaries awarded to 40 grade 12 learners of 2014. It's a good news story, but talk to me about the criteria. How were these students chosen?
As the Public Works, we are faced with the issue of the technical and the professional capacity in terms of managing our projects, because we're involved in the construction space for government. And realizing that we are having that shortage of the project managers and the engineers and so on, all the built environment specialists, we decided that let's not just depend on the market, let's train our own. And we said, but the children who needs better opportunities are those in the rural and the farm areas and in the townships. And we went out. And but we realized that those kids need maths and science, and we started a program in 2013, a program on maths and science, and also the winter schools. And we selected about 15 schools, and which were not doing very well, but were properly managed. We worked with them, and were able to produce the results. And those kids, then we selected from the top 100. Those were interested in the built environment professions.
Fantastic. How many bursaries were handed out?
This time around we handed 40, but it's an incremental program because it started in 2013. I can tell you we have about 184 now, because every year we have to add. Some are already in their second years, others in the third years. But what is exciting, we had also sponsored those who were doing their final years and honors, and those 29 of them have graduated. They are coming into Public Works now as candidates, and to increase that capacity we have been looking for.
Fantastic. So 184 bursaries altogether, which is it's a great number, adding these 40 that have just been handed out. We all know there's a major skills shortage. That's a given. What environmental expertise are required to move South Africa forward? What do we need? What are you encouraging these students to go forward and study?
Well, it's clear that in terms of the demand, we're talking about a huge program of the national infrastructure development, which is part of the our NDP. So it's very clear that when it comes to the technical side, the built environment skills, we'll have to do a lot. This is ours because we're focused on this particular department. There are a number of other programs by the different departments, for instance, basic education and higher education, a massive program which is about skills development in this particular country. And I think we must just see that as an investment, not just as another expenditure on the fiscus. So it's a huge program.
Yeah. I mean, when we look at these departmental programs, there's a lot hinging on them. There's a lot riding on them. And I think many do believe that this could be the answer to the lack of skills, the poverty alleviation here in South Africa, and also to aid in structural unemployment. To what extent is it practical? What measures exist to address the challenges, particularly of the youth that are in rural areas and that are worst affected?
I think in our small spaces, if all of us as the different departments, we are able to invest in the skills which are relevant in our departments, those cumulatively will be able to make a difference. And as I'm saying, 184, and our success rate has been above 75% of the students whom we are sponsoring. And we are saying, if all the departments are doing that, to add to what higher education is doing, we will alleviate poverty, we'll be able to give people the skills. And in the environment where we are operating, we will be able to promote skills development and training. But more important, will transform the built environment and the property environment, which has been a preserve of certain groups. We cannot be happy and remain complacent when there's only 25% of the black people who are in the built environment as professionals, technically speaking. So it's part of the transformation agenda.
Yeah. Also, the proper management of funds, because no doubt there can be a lot more money allocated to these students and to the development of the youth and alleviating poor. What's being done to curb this mismanagement of funds?
You'd remember when I came to Public Works, there was a number of the problems which we're facing. But what is very key was to ensure that we have the proper management, was to ensure that we have the right people who are trained in managing of the finances. I can tell you, we've been able to turn around the finances of the department by bringing in these young graduate unemployed who were trained in BCom with the finances, and we put project managers in the form of the chartered accountant, and they've been able to do that work. So you need professionally trained people in those particular fields to do what they understand and what they've been trained for.
Put the right people in the right jobs. That's
precisely.
What you're saying. Minister, before I let you go, there is a big issue hanging over the State of the Nation address. It's on a very separate issue to what we're discussing. The EFF threatening to ambush the State of the Nation address, obviously over the Nkandla issue, and wanting answers. Have there been any developments? What is going to happen from your side?
All I can say on this particular matter is that it must be noted that when I came in as the minister, I appointed a task team to do an investigation on the matters related to the issue which we are raising. Subsequently, the Public Protector did the same, and the SIU did the same. There were recommendations. We are implementing those recommendations, and part of the recommendations was to deal with the people who had violated the prescripts at the level of the Public Works. And I'm awaiting those reports because it is the competence of the DG to do that. Until those processes are complete, I cannot be able to comment on those matters, but I'm awaiting for those reports. That's all we can do. All the other issues are parliamentary issues.
All right, Minister, thank you for talking to us. Thanks for shedding some light on that and other issues. Thulas Nxesi is the Minister of Public Works, talking to us about this 5 million rand grant that was given to students and also other issues. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. All right, let's take